The world's best off-roaders have gathered to race in what is the ultimate desert rally, the Baja 1000. The Baja is best known for its trophy trucks, but there's another breed of racers that epitomize the spirit of adventure. The men and women who battle the desert with nothing more than a crash helmet and a few hundred cc's of pure desert power, and for little more than the glory of it.
And our adventure begins in the dusty plains between the Sonoran Desert and the Pacific Ocean.
The Baja 1000 begins and ends in Ensenada, Mexico, a resort area 80 miles south of San Diego. The race covers the northern Baja Peninsula in a loop that touches the Sea of Cortez, then back to where it started.
This quiet coastal resort on the Pacific Ocean has been taken over by the hundreds of people needed to race and maintain vehicles to battle the desert.
Now, I see you've got it on a special training leash.
Baja, on the ground and in the air, is on a major scale and attracts big-time racers like NASCAR pro Robbie Gordon.
See, Robbie's even got his own T-shirts.
And TV star Jesse James. There are even pro ATV teams, and every one of them dreams of winning Baja.
And he could win, possibly. Possibly. Yeah, he possibly could win.
But the equalizer, that's the desert.
And the desert is swarming with the souped-up trucks and motorcycles that dominate the coverage and perception of the Great Desert Rally. This story is about the privateer, a special breed who pays his own way and races for the pure fun of it. Mike Penland, or Mustache Mike, is a legend and the prototypical privateer.
Mike, how you doing? All right, so this is your show, and everything that you have, that's what makes the privateer, right?
Yeah, we all pitch in money, all the team members, and we just try to make an effort out of it.
What'd you eat? Anything breakfast?
I can't hardly eat breakfast, so I ate some crackers and an energy bar.
So is that the privateer's breakfast? Basically?
Some people can eat a big breakfast, but I'm just so antsy.
Yeah, right? Hopefully it's not going to come back up.
No, that's happened several times.
Has it?
Oh, yeah.
What's your game plan at the beginning of the race here, right?
Just ride as smart as I can. I'm not worried about getting out front now or anything, just steady plugging.
Mike's got 3 teammates and a few spare parts, but only one ATV to get him through the desert. Most of these ATVs are more like souped-up dune buggies than the machines you find at a local dealer. That's not the case with Penland's team. A few minor tweaks with the suspension, some slight desert modifications, and his Outlander 800 is set to go.
All right, I see this Outlander 800, so is this pretty much out of the box?
It's out of the box modified.
The punishment that the desert hammers out on the vehicles in Baja is legendary, and only about half the starters will actually finish the race. The rest of the field will break beyond repair in hopes of Baja glory. But the machine is only half of the equation. The drivers are fighting the desert, fatigue, and their competitors over the endless hours it takes to finish the race. I'm hoping that they have something that I can learn so I can take my own ATV challenge.
You got that steely-eyed look. You got that locked-in look. You ever see the movie Lawrence of Arabia? I'm Michael Swift. That's nice to meet you. Yeah, that's okay, we've used that one. We're not worried, are we? No. I'm counting on you guys to help me the next few days because I'll be watching you. Have you ever seen a monkey's butt? Pearls of wisdom. Give me 3. 1. Stay sober. Got it. All right.
Finish the race.
Take some cardio stack. It's not like Tang, like the astronauts use Tang.
You just don't override the bike. Relax. It's a long race. It's going to be one on the last mile, not the first.
All right, so I got some good pointers there. Stay in it, but don't always go 100%. Back off a little bit. Save it. You're talking about endurance, longevity.
Yeah, you want to be around at the end.
Okay. There just seems to be sounds coming from your face. It's not as though you're opening your mouth. Again, it has something to do with mustaches. It's like pearls of wisdom coming out. It's amazing. Let me ask you a question. Is there ever a boogeyman in the booger hole?
Normally one thing won't take you out. It's a cascade effect. Downhill and spirals and spirals. This happens and then that happens. Because of that, this happens, and then it's over.
Do you use can you put your helmet, say, in your mustache at any time? Baby powder and bicycle spandex shorts. Yeah, it's a good one. I'll remember that. Thanks a lot, Doug. That's why you're a pro. Okay, here comes Doug Eichner. What we're going to do now is we're bringing the vehicles in for their safety check. The officials are going to go through all the different things to make sure that they have all their safety codes and their clothes and everything meets the specifications.
Before any vehicle or driver is allowed to start the Baja, they get inspected and hopefully get the race official's final stamp of approval.
Okay, that sticker makes it official. All the money and all the time and everything pays off for that single piece of paper right there. Boom, done. It's a thumbs up. All right, it's a thumbs up. Good to go. Safety first always. Run the check, now we run the race.
The Baja 1000 has its only moments of order and sanity at the beginning. Vehicles line up one at a time to start the clock on their race. They have an allotted 30 hours to finish, and some of them are going to use every second. Quads go first, then the rest of the field. And the mayhem begins.
And away they go.
The dusty Sonoran Desert begins just outside of Ensenada, and the pace in the early going is swift, with racer after racer and vehicle after vehicle. Everyone, from trucks to ATVs, runs the same course and the same 700 miles. And the desert is dotted with fans hoping to witness the inevitable destruction and drama. Still to come, our privateer experiences firsthand the wrath of Baja, and I go on my own desert rally. We got it! When Ultimate Playground returns from Mexico. Welcome back to the Ultimate Playground and the Baja 1000. It's early in the race, and Mike Penland's privateer team is taking the punishment that Baja is so famous for. Right now, Penland's in 7th place, an hour and a half behind the leader.
You guys know anything about the Baja 1000? You know, my first race in Baja was about 5 years ago.
This is one of the racers here, and he's a little shy.
Racing an ATV isn't so hard as long as you discount cactus and treacherous terrain that can flip you at any moment, bad food, sleep deprivation, venomous inhabitants, banditos. Okay, maybe I'm going a little over the top, but if you want to do the Baja 1000, this is what you have to keep in mind. My butt cheeks hurt tremendously after, say, about 40 minutes. Is there any kind of remedy for that you can do while you're riding? I'm going to be doing something. I'm looking for tips.
Tips on quality. Are you on a bike or quad? Or
I'm on one of the best. I'm on a quad. I'm on an ATV.
Okay, yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Number one, always 4 wheels. Yeah. I mean, on the ground. That means I can't jump off anything or do anything like that? Okay, so saying that there's more bottleneck or... I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, which is usual.
This is the World Championship of Off-Road Racing. You got to have a really tough vehicle to get the job done. Super tough bike. You're going to be riding over the roughest terrain, sand, silt, rocks, boulders, on the edge of cliffs. You have to be one tough character to be down here, and you got to have a little courage. You got to be careful. This isn't a game for a weak man.
Got it. 1, 2, and 3. That's that easy. Thanks a lot. You know, Doug's stuff was real good, by the way. Yeah, we're much better. Much better. We'll see if he's real good tomorrow.
One of the coolest things about Baja is that if you want to race it, you can. Anyone can become a privateer, an amateur racer paying their own way, relying solely on the support they can scrap together amongst friends and relatives. Privateers make up about 1/3 of the total racers, and only about 1/3 of them will finish. Most choose to race in the moto or ATV class because the expenses are considerably less than trying to build and support a trophy truck. Out there in the desert, anything that can go wrong probably will. From broken axles to sand-filled motors, and most often, just plain bad judgment. Our privateer Mustache Mike Penland is taking his share of the punishment. One of his drivers, David Bailey, hit a booger hole the size of the Grand Canyon and tore up the back end of their only ATV.
David was on the bike, and what happened when the back end started going bad, it sheared the bolts in the disc, in the disc brake.
Once I landed, that's when it snapped, and it was bad before. It was grinding real bad, but once I landed, it popped. Pit that was to the left, they helped me safety wire it in out of the way.
Well, we knew we had to put a back end in, and so we got there before the bike. We pulled it all out and just had the organ in our hands for the organ transplant. Tell you what, I ain't gonna do
All of us pulled together, got that rear end changed, and they, like I said, they did a phenomenal job getting me going and sent me on to 200 where they were waiting for me once again.
97A is back in the race after about less than an hour. Back end was replaced, the parts were here. The privateer truly is the pirateer. He's on his way.
And so the resourcefulness of Mike and his team get them back in the race. But with just over 600 miles still ahead of them, their adventure is just beginning. Penland and company have to gain ground over Mexico's toughest terrain, from Ensenada down to San Felipe and back, conquering mountains and touching the ocean and sea. The Baja 1000 is sensory overload. Over 300 teams starting in 31 different vehicle categories. They all race the same course at the same time, and it's one of racing's most arduous journeys. While our focus is on ATVs, trophy trucks are the marquee division and feature 800 horsepower engines. Take away 2 wheels and several hundred horsepower, and you've got the motos. 12 different countries are represented, including 6 racers from Japan. There are 91 brothers racing together and 29 racing separately. There are 49 father-son teams and 25 sons racing against their fathers. There are women racers, including a 70-year-old mother racing with her son and grandson. There's a NASCAR driver, action sports stars, and TV personalities. There are 135 racers who have 320 Baja class wins between them, including all-time win leaders Ed and Tim Herbst. And somewhere in all of this, our privateer team, led by Mustache Mike, is trying to make up lost time. It all adds up to Baja, a mix of adventure and speed in the Mexican wilderness that is an unsurpassed spectacle in racing. And while the desert terrain is picturesque, it's exacting, and attrition is taking hold. The carnage is starting to add up as our privateers ride into the sunset and on into the night. Enter the Ultimate Playground Play Your Way sweepstakes right now. Just go to espnoutdoors.com/UP and enter this phrase for your chance to win your choice of a Ski-Doo snowmobile, Sea-Doo watercraft, Evinrude outboard, or a Bombardier ATV. Good luck. When Ultimate Playground returns, the first teams cross the finish line and the Baja comes to an end. But my journey through Mexico is just getting started. In the early miles of the Baja 1000, Mike Penland's privateer team had to overcome adversity to continue their race. But their never-quit attitude is paying off. Between checkpoint 2 and 7, Penland's team has gained back the 42 minutes they were behind and added 42 more to move into first place. Nighttime in the Baja 1000 brings a welcome relief from the burning sun and hot engines, but also a new set of challenges unique to the race. Racers have been battling hard all day and into the night. A repair in the darkness is hardly a reward.
We got a crack! We got a crack!
Water! Okay, get your... I don't have any more.
But the reward for the select few that have made it this far is just around the bend. The loop of the course is closed for the race leaders, and they're on the return trip into Ensenada and the finish line. With a lot of perseverance and a little bit of luck, the early morning finishers come in. Troy Herbst and Larry Rossler pilot the first truck to cross the finish line in 15 hours and 6 minutes, leaving the other four-wheelers in their dust throughout the night. And as the sun begins its ascent on the dusty plains, we find our friend Mike Penland turn the corner on victory. It's a celebration of perseverance and tenacity for the people's favorite privateer. And Mustache Mike doesn't miss the opportunity to make a few new fans.
Worked good and hard. We worked together. Everybody had their part to do. We did it. And we just had a good bike, good tires.
These bars take a shock out on your wrists and elbows and shoulders. And at the end of the Baja 1000, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. Everybody was troopers. They just did what they had to. So much of this race is hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. You know, you just bust out and go to the next crossing or whatever, but I've never rode harder for as long as I did. You know, it's just mile after mile after mile after mile, everything came together toward the end.
This is my third year. Broke every year, not finishing at any of the others. To come here and actually win the thing, not only finish it, but to win it, that's just a bonus. That's the icing on the cake. Unbelievable moment. Yes, sir.
This Outlander, it was just so powerful. It would do whatever you wanted. It stayed stable. And these guys, they all have these little 2-stroke bikes and 4 strokes, and they get stuck in the silt, and I'd just power right by them, and you know, it made me a better rider.
709 miles. That's the ultimate challenge. That's what makes it the Baja 1000. But it's inspired me to take on my own challenge. I'm going to call it the Macintosh Mexican 25. Sure, it's not as long, but it's going to be a challenge for me because we're on the actual Baja 1000 course. It's a team sport, so I've got with me my partner, Jesse Wozniak. He's a former Baja 1000 racer and author. There's danger all around. You look around, it's challenging, and there's tough obstacles. You're the expert, so you tell me, for instance, how do you treat a scorpion bite? No, I'm totally serious. Let's say I get...
You're gonna die.
Another tip from the pro. Let's go.
Jesse and I gear up and tackle a piece of the Baja 1000 course that leads us from the mountains to the Pacific Ocean. The same track that the racers used when they neared the end of their journey south of Ensenada. Rocks and sand and dust, uphill, downhill, and over jumps. This ride has just about everything for anybody on an ATV. I can certainly start to empathize with the Baja racers, even though I'm only riding a fraction of what the finishers completed. This area of Baja has been popular with riders from Southern California for years because of its natural beauty and challenging terrain. Of course, I don't get much of a chance to see the terrain because Jesse is keeping me on a true racer's pace over this part of the course.
Yeah.
Put your helmet on.
Yeah, I'll take butter on mine, but I'll have 2 pieces. Is that
You all right?
no.
Right here, man.
Yo,
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we'll be right back.
Sound.
On Ultimate Playground.
The sound keeps going.
We gotta
All right,
go.
let's do it.
We got a long way to go, man.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Come on, Larry.
When Ultimate Playground returns, we'll see if I can make it to the coast and complete my Mexican 25, or if I'm gonna become Iguana Guano. Stick around. I find myself in the middle of the Baja Peninsula. My backside hurts, I'm tired, I'm beat up and lonely. Not sure if I can make it. I thought maybe I was a Baja privateer, but maybe Mouseketeer is more my speed.
You gonna make it, Larry?
I don't know. It's tougher than I thought.
I know you're tired, man. You got to pick it up. We got a long way to go still. You wanted to do this.
No, I know, but I didn't realize it was gonna be so difficult. My spleen and my liver are like one unit now. It's tough. What's that?
those guys? Those our guys?
Hey, Jim, Alan. What's up, guys? Mike! Mike, how are you? And congratulations! Congratulations! Sportsman's first.
Yep.
Nice work. Congratulations. Now the pressure's on.
Well,
Aaron's having a little bit of a hard day today.
Oh, has it?
It's tougher than I thought.
Too many bumps and booger holes in the Baja.
Yeah, lots of booger holes. I'm kind of like spent now. I'm
He's
done.
doing
all of them.
Yeah.
You scoot your own back.
We'll carry you on in.
Okay. Can this hold all of us and your mustache?
The distance to our finish had seemed too distant to imagine. But with Baja 1000 winner Mustache Mike Penland carrying me to the finish of my Mexican 25, the journey is a breeze.